x plus 6 plus 2x plus 4 equals 22. Okay, the first step, like all algebra problems, is to ignore the big scary words up here, linear equations. You don't need to know these words. These are the chapter titles. And that's why we have the shark, check, and the dinosaur, check. Just to make fun of those big scary words. They're something you can completely ignore because math is the same in all languages. Okay, so starting on the problem, the first thing we want to do is combine any terms that look similar so we can make this problem shorter and simpler, right? We want it to be as easy as possible. So here's an x term, just one x. Here's another x term. Those can be combined. So why don't we combine those and shorten this problem and make it easier? So that's going to be our first step. X plus 2x is equal to 3x. So I'm just going to combine those two terms and simplify them to just be 3x. That just makes our problem shorter. And the rest of this I'll just write the same. Plus 6, that's this 6 right here, and then plus 4, that's this 4 right here, just bringing it down, equals 22. And that's just coming from right here. Okay, now we have 3x plus 6 plus 4 equals 22. And I'm going to continue to combine the terms that look similar, or look like each other, right? So 4 and 6 are both just numbers, right? There's no x's in there. They're easily combined. So I'm going to combine this 4 and this 6. So I'm going to rewrite the equation down below here. 3x, that's nothing changed. I'm just bringing that down. Plus, and now let's just simplify or combine the 6 and the 4. What is that? 6 plus 4 is 10, right? So I'm going to write a 10. And all of that equals, over here on the right side, nothing's changed with this 22, right? It's still just 22. Nothing new there. So now we know 3x plus 10 equals 22. So now, how do we get rid of the 10 would be the next step. What I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides of this equation. There is a rule or a thingy-poo in math that says you can do anything you want to two sides of an equation, or to either side of an equation, as long as you do the same thing to both sides of the equation. So here I decided to subtract 10 from both sides so I can get rid of this 10. But when I do it to the left side, I have to do it to the right side. So now this plus 10 and minus 10 is going to simplify to 0. So I'm just going to rewrite this now. 3x, nothing changed there. That's just the first term. 3x plus 10 minus 10. What does that sum to? Plus 10 minus 10 is 0. So all of that simplifies to 3x plus 0 equals, then on the right side, 22 minus 10, that is 12. Easy, easy. Okay. So let's simplify this again. We don't need this 0 anymore, right? So let's just rewrite the equation without the 0. So that's 3x equals 12. We're trying to get that x by itself, right? That's always our goal. And the only thing left to get rid of now is this 3. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to divide both sides by 3. Once again, I'm making use of that rule in math that says you can do anything you want to either side of the equation as long as you do the same thing to both sides of the equation. This 3 divided by 3 cancels out. This term right here, 3 divided by 3, or anything divided by itself, is 1. So that cancels just to the number 1. times x, 1x, equals, and what do we have on the right side? 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now, 1x is just x, right? We don't need to say 1x. 1x is the same as x. So now our final solution is x equals 4. And I'm going to draw a rectangle around that just to show that that's our final solution, x equals 4. And we can stop here. We don't need to go any further. This is all you have to do in this math problem. But as students, we would like to know if we got our if we did things right or if we made a mistake, right? So we want to make an A. We want to make sure that this is the right answer. And fortunately, there's a way to check your work before you turn in your homework or your quiz or your exam. And what we do is we plug this solution of x equals 4 back into the original equation and see if we get equal numbers on both sides of the equation. It doesn't matter what they are, but if we do, then we know that we have the right solution. So the first thing to do is to rewrite the original equation. So there it is. I rewrote the original equation on the right side, and wherever there is an x, we're going to plug in the number 4. So starting with this x, we're going to plug in the number 4, and then plus 6. We're just bringing that down. And then plus 2 times, and now we'll plug in the number 4. 2 times 4, plus, bringing down the 4, equals, on the right side, 22. So now let's simplify this. 4 plus 6, right here, this part right here, is 10, plus this 2 times 4, that's 8, plus this 4 right here, that's 4, and that equals, on the right side, 22, which nothing changed, we're just bringing it down. And now a little more simplification. 10 plus 8 is 18, plus 4, we're just bringing that down, equals, on the right side, 22, we're just bringing that down as we rewrite. And now let's just simplify one more time. 18 plus 4 is 22. And that equals, on the right side, we're just bringing down 22. So that checks out. We've got two numbers that equal each other. The exact number doesn't matter, but it just proves that the equation is true if we plug in the number 4 for x. So I'm going to give us an A+.
Thumbs up and subscribe. For more videos like this, check out algebravideos.com.